Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Friends, we have another major update for Dying Light 2 Stay Human. Now, with this update, Techland has added major cutscenes, new quests, and lots of other hidden things that the community originally didn't know about a week ago. So for those of you that don't know, Techland actually released a shadow patch. Essentially what a shadow patch is, they go and make changes to the quality of the life of the game, but they don't tell anybody. When companies do this, they do this for a couple of reasons. One, they don't want the player base to know, or they want the player base to go and discover it on their own. And there are other times where companies will try to do damage control and fix things that are so bad when it released. That's not the case here from what it looks like. Techland is just slowly making more and more optimal updates to the game to deliver an overall better final product. And friends, the cutscenes that they added here are insane. So we have the ones that everybody knew about, which was that they changed up the ending of the game. What if I told you that the whole interaction where Aiden claps some cheeks is completely redone now? Clapping cheeks scene has been reworked. They added in a completely new quest, and they also changed up a lot of stuff regarding the ending. However, before we do go into that, we have a quick message from the sponsor of this video. Shadow Legends. I always wanted one thing as a gamer growing up, and that was easy access to the ultimate gaming experience. And I'm happy to say that Raid Shadow Legends does exactly that. It literally brings what is amazing about console gaming to your phone. There are so many raids, missions, PvP matches, arenas. There's so much in this game. I mean, the last time I went outside, I broke my hand. If I was playing Raid Shadow Legends, that wouldn't have happened. But during my time while playing Raid Shadow Legends, there were two champions that I was really gravitating towards: Robar and Manaya. Guys, when I say this, Robar, he's a Chad, okay? He doesn't heal. He's a beefy, strong orc with heavy damage dealing attacks. He's the type of guy you don't mind being your wife's boyfriend. He looks awesome. He plays awesome. He has this one skill of his that is like this hard-hitting AoE attack that it does. It's completely devastating. Out of all the characters that I tried out, he's definitely one to use when starting out. Manaya, on the other hand, great personality. She's a strong healer, protects the team in times of need. Her main skill is continuous healing of low HP allies. It's brutal, man. You'll have countless hours of fun playing Raid. I know I did. Now, friends, here's the thing. I'll make you a deal. Go to the link down below in the description, or, you know, scan this QR code depending on the device that you're on. Download Raid Shadow Legends. We'll pay for my hand. I'll give you a free champion, Terrell. I'll throw in 200k silver, an energy refill, an XP boost, and an ancient shard so you can summon champions as soon as you load into the game. You can actually go, and all this treasure will be waiting for you right here. But Raid Shadow Legends, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. And also remember, if you don't have a phone or anything like that, that's completely okay. You can actually go and play Raid on your PC now. So friends, give it a try. Let me know what you think. And with that said, let's get right back to the video. Alright, so starting out with one of the first major changes. This actually comes with the romance scene that occurs between Aiden and Thalia. Now, if you don't know how to actually go and get this quest, there are this little series of missions that you can do in the PK base. If you go all the way in the back of the ship where the librarian is, you can go and start up these quests called Book Club. You have to go through about 10 various missions. You're basically running back and forth collecting books, doing fetch quests, collecting everything that is requested from the librarians. And after a while, depending on your dialogue choices, if you choose the right answer, you will go and end up with the good old scene that majority of you probably want to see. And when this game did first come out, you go and knock on the door and you and Thalia have a very civil conversation. It looked kind of stiff and awkward looking back at it now. It kind of just looks like it was thrown in there last minute. But then if we go and actually compare to what it looks like now, it's a lot more polished and intimate, you could say. And once Aiden goes, knocks on the door, and he comes inside. Once Aiden knocks on the door and comes inside, you can realize that it's a lot more close and personal. There's a deeper connection here rather than the stiff stuff that was in the beginning. A lot more is occurring. Thalia is lighting up candles. They're having a longer conversation. She brings him to the room. You see a little bit more of what is going on. The moment he knocks on the door and then he bashes and dashes, it is an entirely new cutscene. The only thing that is the same is when Aiden is on his way out. That whole little dialogue section is exactly the same. And this whole update interaction thing was nowhere to be seen in the patch notes. This is just something that players discovered while playing Dying Light 2, which makes me wonder how many more changes like this that they made, and it's just a lot of us won't know unless we go back and replay the game. I guess entirely. And now moving on to the second section, you can now go and pick up a quest from content creator 8-Bit Ryan. It's actually kind of surreal to go and see this. He is now the second content creator inside of Dying Light 2. We had Leia from Dying to Know, and now we have him. We need to start a petition to add Aussie GG into this game and make a side quest where you have to go and fix his internet so he can stream properly. But you can actually go and find 8-Bit Ryan prior to the first water tower quest. So if you haven't gotten that far or you want to go back and do a second playthrough, keep your eyes peeled. He'll go and give you a nice little unique quest about the distilled arts that he's been studying. He's a bartender. The whole mission is centered around collecting some resources for him so he can do his job. And now moving on to the next section, this one actually has a slight spoiler warning. It's just going to show some various scenes from the boss fight with Waltz. This section will be light spoilers, and then we're going to go into heavy spoilers regarding the endings of the game, because those actually changed pretty drastically, to say the least. So as you're fighting Waltz and you get to his phase 2 section, they made his whole interaction a lot more mysterious. So if you see right here, there's a lot more gas going on. Waltz is barely to be seen, but when you go and compare it to the original, you basically have a face-to-face interaction with Waltz. In the new one, you're playing very cautiously, you're looking around trying to find him, you're looking under the cars and trucks, and then of course, in typical Dying Light fashion, an enemy comes out of nowhere and sucker punches Aiden in the face. Overall, Tech1 kind of went in and tidied up the section. They cut out a lot of dialogue, and when you compare it side by side, you'll notice that what we had in the original is actually a lot longer. They basically just went in, got rid of all that stupid monologue and exposition crap, and they got right to the chase. And now moving on to the heavy spoiler sections, this will be spoilers for the ending of the game. Now, when you played the original launch version of Dying Light 2, everybody remembers that notorious white text that just slapped you right at the end of the game. A lot of people hated it, a lot of people did not like it. It was very lazy and choppy. So depending on the ending that you got, Techland actually went in and added new scenes for you. They got rid of that whole white text completely. So if you got the good ending where you save Mia, you trust the Colonel, and you don't let the city get destroyed, you go and lay Mia down by a tree and you sit aside from her. It goes hand in hand with what Nicholas tells Spike at the end of the game. And then another thing to mention too is that you actually get the E3 2019 biomarker upon completing the game now. But of course, you also have the opposite side of this, the bad ending. Now instead of white text, you can actually go and watch the city that you just spent 40 plus hours in get completely and utterly destroyed in front of your eyes. It's pretty cool. Am I right, Sam? Alright, am I right? Am I right, Lightning? But yeah, Techland made some major changes to Dying Light 2. That should really show how committed they are to fixing the game and making it better, improving the overall quality of it. I would have liked to have seen a lot of these changes come with the launch day version of the game. Instead, they got Mass Effect 3 bullied into changing their endings a little bit. I mean, I'll take it. I very much appreciate all these changes that they're doing to make it a better game. With these changes, you can go and see how far Techland is willing to go. And like I said earlier, it makes me wonder how much more they change this game in other areas that players haven't discovered yet. But friends, that is everything that I have for you guys today. What do you think of the update? Good, bad, like it, dislike it? Let me know. Be happy to read it. And if you want to see more content from me, you can go and click these two videos right on your screen right now. Click it. Click it. It's right here. It's right here. Just click it. Just click it. Just click it.